Hi, I'm Doris with dorisyogatherapy.com, and today I want to show you the best soothing exercises to calm anxiety. So anxiety is defined as mental or emotional troubles leading to long-term tensions or mental fatigue, which creates disturbance in our energy flow. So some common symptoms are experiencing tiredness, agitation, anger, increased heart rate, sleeping difficulties, lack of concentration. So this soothing, calming sequence, what I want to show you today, will eventually help with the flow of your breath work to bring enough oxygen to your brain and help to relax the nervous system, reduces your stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, and also stimulates your metabolism with the increase in the energy flow through your spine. So those are all these amazing benefits, and so let's get into those. Those are like 8 poses, and you can choose any time of the day when you want to do it. The 8 poses is including your breathing techniques. So you always want to start first with your breathing, and then we do the poses, right? So there is 2 anxiety breath options, and you can always check them out on my blog, on my website. The one is always in an exhale to your left nostril, so we are calming the right side down of your brain. And the second one is like you're taking a twice as long exhale than your inhale. So I'm doing this just like one time, a little bit, just to get you into it. You can do your props if you want to sit on a little pillow, if you want the support underneath the knees, if you want your legs stretched out, either way, or sitting against the wall, scooping a little bit forward. So the first one, the anxiety breath, is you close with any kind of finger your right nostril, and you're just taking an in and exhale through your left nostril. You can close your eyes. You always want to sit up straight, so your spine is elevated, and you can put this on a timer, 2 minutes or longer, it's up to you. Now the second one would be you're taking an inhale always through your nose, and the exhale is optional, through your nose or through your mouth, and it is twice as long. So let's say you do a count of an inhale of 2 and an exhale on a 4 count. Yeah. So you take an inhale 1, 2 through your nose, and the exhale through the nose or mouth 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can go again for 2 minutes or longer, or you want to do an inhale of 4 and an exhale of 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4 on an inhale, exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you want to start with your breathing exercise, and then when that is done, then we go in our first exercise, and that is called butterfly. So the butterfly pose is you bring the soles of the feet together, soles of your feet together, and you move your heels a little bit farther away from your sit bones. You have 2 options. You can let your elbows rest on your knees, and you lean a little bit forward, and you can stay right here. Or when you want to go deeper into that pose, you bring your hands forward. Please do not round your back. You're pushing your chest forward. Your shoulders are relaxed away from your ears. And you can do the inhale, try it to your nose. The exhale, you can exhale through your mouth. You can release through your mouth. Either way. Now here, ideally, you want to put the timer on the poses, since we are working in yin poses. So this is like the calming poses, working on the female side. And it can be 2 minutes or even longer if you decide. Can be also only 1 minute, it's up to you. So that would be the first pose, and on an inhale you're coming back up. Now our second pose is called puppy pose, and I will show you from the side. You want to line up your knees with your hip joint, and your knees are hip width apart. And there's again two options. You can bring your elbows down and make sure the elbows are the width of your shoulder. And then you're just releasing, you can bring your elbows a little bit forward, and you're releasing your forehead down on the mat. That is one option. Or when you want to stretch a little bit more, you're reaching your arms farther forward. I like sometimes just like to relax those elbows, so stay more in a relaxed mode. And here you stay for 1 or 2 or even longer, whatever feels good. That would be the second pose, puppy pose. It's relaxing your shoulder blades, your hip joint, your whole back gets a nice stretch. So again, you want to make it equal. When it's 1 minute, you stay only 1 minute, or when it's 2 minutes, 2 minutes. That would be the second pose. And when we are working on a sequence, you want to follow, like how I'm saying now, the poses. When you don't want to do one pose, you just release the pose. Now, the third pose here, actually it's the fourth since we included the breath. We come into a straddle. Now, when you don't feel it's too much on your inner leg line, the stretch, you can have the legs farther forward, or you bring them farther out. It's up to you. You move your sit bones back. And the key here is that we are stretching our inner leg line. You flex your feet, and you can bring your hands a little bit forward. Again, you're not rounding your back. You're nice and straight. Your shoulders are relaxed. You can look down when that feels good, or you're reaching farther forward. It's all up to you. When it is too much of a strain here, you're backing immediately off. We are not like in a competition here. We don't have to show anything here. We want to feel good, right? We want to release tension, since this is working on calming our nervous system. Every exhale, ideally, is a release breath, and you can sigh it out, or you can do a horse breath. Your shoulders are moving away from your ears, and again, it is 1 minute or 2 minutes or longer. It's all up to you. Everybody has a different time schedule. And even when it's 1 minute, this is already working. And that would be our straddle pose. And now I'm giving you two options here. The one option is, and we need the bolster for that. So you bring the bolster lengthwise, and that is called like supported half frog pose. So the supported half frog pose goes like this. I start on the left side, you bend the knee, and you bring the hip down, and you stretch your right leg out. Now you can lean on the side. This is optional, so like the right knee is a little bit bent, and you're just hugging the bolster here. Again, you would stay here for 1 minute or 2. The other option, what you can do in half frog, is you put the top of your foot down. This way, you are adjusting your hip a little bit more over the right hip, and you are just hugging the bolster. So this would be an alternate move, since we are moving from the left to the right. And on the other side, I'm going to demonstrate it here so you can see it. And then we are moving the right knee over, bend the right knee, sitting down, stretching your, right. Right side and left. And again, you can just like bend the left knee and just hug the bolster. Close your eyes, you relax your shoulders down, or you stretch the top of your foot down. Either way. Sometimes you feel like this is too much of a strain on your foot. Whatever feels good. Again, you stay here 1 or 2 minutes. That would be like the half frog pose. And now we are going into a spinal twist. So the spinal twist is lying down, and you make sure your low back is pressed down. And first you stretch your one leg out and you bring one leg over. You can bring your arms out to the side. You can even bend the elbows. You can even bend your back foot, back knee. So both knees are bent or one leg is stretched out. Now, when you don't want to twist too much in your neck, you're just looking straight up towards the ceiling. And when that you want to go a little bit deeper into that stretch, you can move your head over towards the opposite side. So when the knee is above, you're moving your head to the other side. Your hands can be also lower down. You play with it how your shoulder feels right. And again, you stay here 1 minute or 2 minutes or even longer. You always want to equal it out, and then you switch to the other side. You are stretching the opposite leg out. You bend the knee over. You can bend both knees and lift over. You can look over towards your right hand. You can bend the elbows, or you're looking straight up. When we are doing a spinal twist, and this is like the almost one more pose, and that would be basically to the end of our sequence, the body is already warmed up through the breath, through the movements, and you can do that. Now our last pose is happy baby pose, and I'm giving you two options here again. You bend your knees. You can have your elbows underneath your knees and you hold on to one wrist, one or the other side. You could even count here to a count of 30, and then you switch and hold on towards the other wrist. This is the easy happy baby. That would be a minute, right? You can count or you can put the timer on. Now, the more intensified happy baby would be you're holding on towards the outside of your feet and you let your knees relax towards your chest. You make sure both shoulders are pressing down. You can close your eyes, you can feel. And ideally with all these poses, since those are yin poses, you want to feel where you are holding tension to release it. And again, if it's 1 minute or 2 minutes or longer, this is up to you, whatever feels good. Now those would be all these poses, and the relaxing pose, the resting pose, would be very simple. The bolster underneath our knees, bolster underneath our knees, and you can do the legs straight forward, or you bring your legs a little bit apart. Your arms can be out, palms are facing up. And here you can stay up to 5 minutes or even longer. You can put like some beautiful meditation music on. And so when we work with that sequence of those poses, you're calming your nervous system down. So it works like that. And yeah, when you have time, I hope you can try it out and enjoy it. And that completes today our video. And thank you so much for watching. And I hope you don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you see my new videos and don't miss out on the new videos. And thank you so much.